Your personal standard defines who you are, and you decide what your standard is in relationships and friendships, with food, with living situations, with workplaces, with any kind of environments, countries. With all these things, you decide what is your standard. And if you want, you can raise your standard higher and say, okay, maybe it is possible that I don't need to put up with things that are all right but not really great or not really fulfilling, and you can raise your standard a little bit higher. If you trust more in the abundance of life, that there are enough people who want to be your friends, then you are not trying to hold on to people who are maybe not interested so much with being your friend, or who doesn't show up in the way you want them to. And it is very kind if we don't try to change people, because if we try to hold on to the friends of the past and we are growing in one direction and they are maybe choosing another path, but we like them so much that we want to take them with on our journey, or we want them to be a certain way because we have an idea how our friends should be. And if they don't are like that, sometimes it unconsciously happens that we try to, I would say, manipulate them or change them in the direction we want them to be. And that is not really loving. We can inspire people, but inspiring people to change in a certain direction respects their freedom and respects their choice and respects who they are now, and that they are good enough in the way they are now. They don't need to be different. And if you have a neighbor and this neighbor is smoking cigarette, and you don't want maybe to have a partner that smokes cigarette, because then it would disturb you. But if your neighbor smokes cigarette, it does not disturb you in the same way, because there is more distance. And if you allow more space, if you don't try to hold on to people, then people who are no longer a perfect match to who you are now will slowly fall away from your life. And if you allow that process, then either way you are more connected to yourself and to your inner being, and you get a deeper connection to your divine self, your soul. Or you attract friends that are more a match to who you are now. And that can also be both the case, that you are more connected to your inner being and you attract different kinds of people who are more a match to who you are now. So in a way, it is more respectful and more loving to let people go than to try to change them and to hold on to them, because holding on to them is sometimes trying to change them in a way that they don't want to be changed in that way sometimes. if they want to take the same path as you do and develop in a similar kind of speed that you do, then that's fine, that's great. But sometimes that's not the case, and I think it's very good if we create a new understanding of friendship and of letting people choosing to go their own path, and that it does not mean that we don't like these people. It is not a lack of love, it is not a lack of friendship if we allow people to choose their own path and we allow ourselves to be true to our path. And we don't try to fit in to their idea, and we don't try to make them fit into our idea about how they should be. And I think respect is sometimes more needed than love. And people are often making decisions in friendship only based on their emotions, and they are not rational in that area. In other areas of their life they are very rational, but I believe it is all right that we balance this out and we allow ourselves to make choices that are a little bit rational and also emotional in the area of friendships and relationships. And if you see that freedom and respect is a kind of love, then you can realize that allowing people to go in a different direction is not a lack of love. And I hope that this will be the new understanding in society, that people feel not rejected if we are setting people free and we are not trying to hold on to them, or we keep our boundaries and we keep our standard high in friendships. Because if we choose to have friendships with people that we really like and they are not meeting our standard, we are disappointed in them, and they can feel that, and that is also not a loving way to treat somebody. But if we don't try to make them stay very close to us, like with the example of the neighbor and the partner, then we can easily accept them like they are. In a way, we respect them more and we like them even more because they are not disturbing us, they are not crossing our boundaries, our standard is high enough. And with the right kind of distance, we appreciate them more. And especially for women, I think it's very important that we really respect that every human being is free. And only because a woman had a connection or has a connection with a man, it does not mean she can tell him how he should be, or she has some right to hold on to him. And I say it is so important for women to understand this, because most women have this abandonment wound because they didn't had enough attention from their father or from their mother or both. And for men it is different. They often had a mother that were kind of controlling and tried to tell, so she tried to tell her son how he should behave, what he should do, and he didn't felt free enough. And so men have a different kind of wound, and if we as women understand that men are also afraid and wounded in that area, then we have more compassion that they need the space for themselves in relationships as well. And if you as a woman are able to let men free and you trust life that the right man will be attracted to you, and if it's no longer a match, you don't need to hold on to them. If you allow that freedom, then men will feel that and will feel more attracted to you and will feel very comfortable because they know you don't try to control them, you don't try to cling onto them, and everybody wants to feel free. And freedom is also an expression of love. And these are two different kinds of energies, but they are both these, what I would call divine, or the source of life energy. They are different colors of this wonderful energy that is the true essence of all of us. Freedom is our nature. Love is our nature. And when I say our nature, I mean it is the nature of our inner being. It is not that every man has this, that everybody has this as a personality trait so much developed, but our inner being is the part of our consciousness that we were before we had this body, and before we had this personality, and this is who we truly are. And everybody in that sense is freedom and love, even if people don't represent freedom and love with their personality, because some people are not so connected to their inner being, but on the inside they have this inner being. They are still freedom and love. And it is very important that we all honor our freedom and we treat each other with respect, and we trust more that enough connection will be there for us if we trust and if we allow others to be free, and we don't try to fix them, to control them, or to change them. Then we express love and respect to others, and the energy that we send out will be reflected back to us. We will receive that. If we are vibrating at this energy, we are matched to meeting people who are also on that frequency and who will also respect and love us in the way that we are.